Okay, so in this video I'm going to be talking about both methods of sword climbing, and I'm going to include some examples at the end of the video of places you can use it. And in the description, hopefully I'll remember to put a poll to vote on the next tech video that I do, because I'm kind of running out of major techs, so I want to know what you guys want to see. The first method of sword climbing that I'm going to be going over is what I'd consider to be the slow one, but it's more versatile and it's a little bit easier to set up, but it can be confusing if you don't know how to do it. I'll just showcase it here. The way it works is, you're basically doing a pogo in the wall and then you go up, but you can be moving down or moving up, but it doesn't go very fast, even if I press the button as fast as I can. The way you set it up is you want to get this position where the sword is behind your head, like this, and you do that by first you flap and then you hit down. And then when you hit down, you'll notice the sword goes behind your head, and then from there you just have to hit attack, and you'll do this sideways pogo thing. And if you're next to a wall, you can repeat it over and over. Again, you just flap and then hit down and then attack. And also you need to hold flap and down while you're doing it. That's pretty important. I think if you let go of either one, it stops working. The second method of wall climbing is the faster version. The faster version is basically what you're doing is you're stabbing the wall on the way up. It looks a little bit like this. Oops. And if you notice there, I had to do a pogo before I can start, and that's why this version isn't as versatile as the other version, because you have to be on the ground before you can start it, and you have to pogo. So if you're up here, you can't really start it in the midair, but this one you can. If you don't know how to stab, all you have to do is hold down and then either down and right or down and left. I'm facing this way, so I hold right. It works both ways. But then you just hit attack to stab. So what you'll do is you'll hit down and then attack to pogo, and then once you're still holding down for the pogo, then you hit right for the stab, and then you just start attacking the wall. If you start moving down, it'll stop working because you're no longer going up. But you can the cool part about these two different techs is that you can combine them, and it creates a super versatile, super fast tech. I think it's pretty cool. But the way you do that is after you've started the slower version, all you have to do is transition to the faster version. But the thing about the slower version is that when you're doing it, you have to be holding jump. But when you do the faster version, you can't hold jump. If I hold jump while I try and transition, I'll just swing up. And that's the confusing part. So I'm just doing the slow version, holding down and jump, and then I'll hold right and let go of jump around the same time and then start attacking. And then you transition. In this version, you can start it anywhere on the wall and transition immediately. You just have to do one of the slowed versions. Sometimes, if you don't have to go very high up, there's no reason to transition, or if you're just not consistent enough to be comfortable with it. The slow version, I think, is better most of the time if you can't transition. Alright, on to the examples. I'd say by far the most popular map that people use sword climbing on is this one here, specifically this wall. It's basically set up perfectly. You have this giant wall here right next to the sword spawner if you get the key from the top right. It works on both sides of the wall, but this one has platforms. A lot of the time what you can do is you can go up here, and if somebody else has the combat shotgun, you're pretty screwed if they know how to angle, but if you know how to sword climb, you can kind of stab them in the air, and then you can get back on the wall And if you do the faster version, you get a little bit of extra height at the end that you can use. And you can just kind of, I don't know. It's pretty fun. The second example is on this map. There's a couple places that you can use the sword. The sword spawns here, right above the watering can. Not the watering can, the water fountain, whatever. You can use it right here to get up. You can just use one of the slow version. You don't really have to do there's no point in doing the fast version. Pogoing isn't quite enough to get up there unless you ragdoll, but then you lose your sword and that's no good. The other place is right here. You have enough time to transition if you really care, but I don't know why you would. You can get up at the top. I don't know, there's nothing up here, but if you just want to come over to the other side, maybe there's somebody over here, there's people shooting at each other and you don't want to have any of that. On this map is probably the hardest one that you can use sword climbing on. It takes a lot of practice, or it's just really good timing to get this jump here. Even I mess up sometimes. Works on both sides, but it's a little bit different on different sides because the blocks extend differently. It's weird. This is probably the if you can get good at this sword climb here, it'll get you a lot of kills, because if somebody's just standing up here, right here, then you can come and if they'll be expecting you to come this way, right? But if I'm not bad. You can come up there and stab them, and that's pretty unexpected. The last one that's kind of useful, I guess, would be on this map is you can sword climb up these walls here. I think you have to use the fast version though. Oh no, you don't. Never mind. But it's a little bit tricky if you use the slow version, because if you time it wrong, then you'll swing in this gap here and you won't go all the way up. So you can... what I actually like doing is just starting with the pogo to do the fast version, and that's pretty consistent. It gets up to the person who's trying to angle you with the sniper or whatever. You could use it down here a little bit. If you just want to, I don't know why you would. Really anywhere there's a wall. That's about it. Thanks for watching.